So I filmed this whole video earlier on today and then realized that this camera didn't start recording. So I'm gonna try it again. This is the Carpod Go. We've tried a fair bit of CarPlay screens for those that have an older car or a car that you just got and it doesn't have CarPlay and you're someone like myself that wants CarPlay in your car. Well, now you can have it. First thing to realize, this one here, this unit, the Carpod Go T3, is probably one of the, I don't want to say it's expensive, but definitely one of the CarPlay units that's on the higher end of the price point. I myself have tried units as little as just over $100 to $200 to like $250. You definitely get what you pay for without question. The $150 ones, little slow in their responsiveness, get the job done for sure. Screen's not as crisp, the viewing angle's not as good. Again, maybe for you that's fine, you just want CarPlay. Doesn't need to be the best. But if you are someone that is like, no, if I'm going to put CarPlay in my car, maybe you have a nice car, this may be the one that you actually look at. And one of the cool things too that I didn't realize when they said they were going to send this to me, because they did, but I can say what I want about it, is that they make, I don't know if they actually make two versions. There's two different mounts. You can get like the traditional suction cup mount that can stick to your window or to your dash. But if you have a Tesla, certain models of Teslas, I think it is, Tesla Model 3 or the Y, it has the mount that allows it to mount kind of behind the steering wheel, which actually is really cool. I kind of like that idea. Inside this box, because again, I shot this whole video earlier on, there is a backup camera and some extra things that I don't think you or I would normally get. Because as you can see here, CarPlay T3 display. That's it. I've got things like backup cameras and all kinds of stuff. Just realize if you want a CarPlay display that can take rear view cameras and all kinds of audio inputs and outputs. This one has those options. Am I going to show you the rear view camera? No, I'm not. Let's take a look. Based on the photos that you see here, this one here, oh, it's actually showing right there. See, that's the Tesla mount. See how it goes right there for Tesla? How cool is that? I don't have a Tesla. No, there's a screen. This is how I'm going to mount it, or will mount it down the road in my car. Because I have right now, like I said, one of the cheap ones, which is why I know that it's a little janky, a little laggy. Pretty traditional arms and mounts and things like that. Easy installation. Yeah, for sure. You turn it on, power, connect it to your phone. Did I even bring my phone? No, I have to go get my phone. So just, we'll get there. User friendly, multiple languages, portability. Here's one thing that you won't see that I did earlier is that when it turns on, it is in Chinese. I ended up going into the settings. I had to use Google Translate on my phone to figure out what it was because it doesn't come up when it starts and asks you to choose a language. That's kind of a downfall for sure, not allowing you to decide that and then saying, here you go, you can't read this. Kind of a negative. 8.9-inch screen, so that's lovely. Nice. That's a nice big screen. 60 hertz, again, should be nice and smooth. This is the box. Nice white box. Anything else on it? No, nothing else on it. It's just, that's it. It's not going to look as pretty as it was when I first took it out, but you'll see what it is. It's probably a little tiny bit thinner. It definitely feels a bit heavier than the model that I have in my car right now. The other thing to realize is just down here, just move this for a second. Maybe you guys can see it right in this area here. You're going to have like a USB-C. There's a USB-C there, a USB-C there. What does it say? It just says USB. This one on this side, I can't even tell what that says. It looks like power. That's what that is. So that's power. This one says USB. So my guess is if you wanted this, maybe you had a USB. I know what this USB is for. That USB, I believe, is so that you can do firmware updates. Because I believe you have to put the firmware on a micro SD card, and then you could put it in here and you'd be good to go. Other than that, you have a mic, you have a AV in, audio video in, and then you have a audio. And the AV in, just so you guys know, is where you could put like a rear view camera. back camera, front camera. You can put that in the front if you feel like it. Nobody's going to judge. This, I'm guessing, is the only accessory normally you would get. Of course, that is your 12 volt to your USB for actually charging. And of course, there is your mount to stick it to your window, as well as you'll get a little disc thing. If you want to put it on your dash, you can. A little manual. And this is going to be, this is, as far as I know, this is your Tesla. This is your Tesla cable right there. So this would go in that little crease in the dash, give you the little ball mount, and then there's your USB for that. So when I do get a Tesla one day, I'll have that. This is a little USB to audio, I guess. Sweet. A bunch of extra stickies. There's the rear view camera. Again, I don't know why I have a rear view camera, but they gave me one. And then the extra cable that goes with the rear view camera. Last but not least, they sent just a traditional TRS cable for audio. So my guess is if you wanted to connect something via the headphone jack, you could. But for us, really, this is the stuff right here, right? Unit, mount, plate, power. If you guys were to order it, that's kind of what you'd get. Now, this one is priced currently at $350. A little bit more expensive than some of the other units out there, but I'm a firm believer in you get what you pay for. So for some of us, that's really important. I'm going to pause this and I'm going to go upstairs and get my phone. Okay, for us to be able to get this to function, is that straight? I just had to adjust. There you go. I need a battery, which I have, because we need to plug this in to a 12 volt. So let's do that right now. Now, the one thing I do like about their 12 volt is that it does have a power on and a power off button. I don't know if you guys see that, right? See that right there? It's a power off, a power on button. And of course you can plug something extra in there. Now, why do I like that? Well, because my car, the 12 volt never turns, even when the car is off, the 12 volt doesn't turn off. So whatever's in it, if it stays plugged in, will keep drawing power. That has an off. So I can be like, no, we're done. That is awesome. I love that. Now, this is the power one on this side. Got to make sure it goes in the right one. As you can see, I changed it so that the Hyundai icon comes up because you can go in and do that. The other thing is this is all English right now. So again, you want to make sure that you do that. There's your settings right there. System, yes, language, and then English. Just kind of realize how that is. Normally it would look like this. Click, and then all the way over to the end, and you're in English. There you go. Bluetooth display sound. You can do dual Bluetooth connectivity if you want. There's an FM transmitter in here if you want. Sound. This is all your dings and beeps and whatever. Display. Now this one has, and actually, I can't remember the resolution, but actually the PPI of this is actually quite high. So 8.9 inch screen, 1920 by 720 resolution, 770 NTSC color gamut, 700 nits, which is actually a lot brighter than some of the other ones out there, 16.7 million colors, and 230 PPI. So not too bad. You can tell, right? It's actually pretty crisp, which is nice. There's that wallpaper or logo. So if you want to come in here, you can choose. I have Hyundai because it's going in a Hyundai Tucson. You'll see the clock and all that is wrong because it needs to connect to your phone. So basically all we're going to do is see this little CarPlay icon right there? We can just tap on that. It's going to tell you to turn on your Bluetooth and Wi-Fi of your phone and then connect Bluetooth to X. I'm pretty sure all I did yesterday was actually go into on here where it says CarPlay and it says searching. Last time, there it is, PND 3770. You guys see that? Just kind of tap on it. And again, you're going to have to do this the first time, but after that, you should be good to go. I'm going to say pair with it, allow. And at that point in time, this yesterday actually changed names, right? CarPlay is connecting. There it goes. Now it says Carpod Go. And I'm just going to say, yep, it's allowed to use all the apps. As you can see, everything's here. Now, the only thing that doesn't come up, I think, in English is this one that says you're going to go back to your Hyundai. Is that a big deal? No, but it's there. Other than that, nice and smooth. It is 60 Hertz for refresh. That's pretty decent. Works well. Everything works fast. Touches good. What more do you want? Again, if you want to be able to use this with a camera, I'm not 100% sure where the AV would come out. My thought is that if you did plug a camera in, let's plug the camera in. Let's just plug it in and see what it does. I'm just gonna hold it in my hand because my guess would be once you're here, and I'll just actually hit the little car right on this side too. Maybe did the car do anything? No. Here, maybe we'll get a different or an extra icon show up. Let's take this fine fella, and we're just gonna plug this all in, and then this is gonna go into AV, which is one of these. In theory, this should be done. There's I said theory, not Siri. Do we get more? Do we get something here? Does something show up? I have a camera. It's there. This, of course, CarPlay connected. Do you want to switch to Android Auto? Oh, that's the Android Auto. No, I don't. There's your Bluetooth, right? Just takes us to the Bluetooth section. What about display now? Anything? CarPlay display settings. So I have the 60 FPS high refresh mode. Starboard display. What is starboard display? I don't know. Dual Bluetooth connection. We talked about that. There's your FM transmitter. I still don't see necessarily this showing up anywhere. There's your system and update, factory reset. So this is where you would do your update if you could get firmware on your SD card. This is your FM transmitter, so you can check what channel you want, which FM station. And again, there's your Bluetooth. Nothing magical. I'm scrolling around. Oh, you know what it is? Because I'm partially something wrong. This needs to be plugged into power. So this needs to be hardwired, which I don't necessarily like the fact that you have to hardwire this into like your brake lights and that, but it needs to, which is why it's not working. I wanted to show it to you, but I'm not gonna. That's unfortunate. And I don't think they show it anywhere. No, they don't. Sorry, I led you on. And I disappointed you. Anyways, that is the Carpod Go. Is it worth $350? You know, you're probably looking at about $100 more than some of the other ones out there. It's a hard one to answer, to be honest with you, because it is definitely one of the better ones that I've tried. For sure, just in its sheer quality. I like the fact that the screen is just, you know, it's simple, it's plain. They didn't go crazy and try to just throw a whole bunch of one. Again, the cheap one that I have has this clock come up if you don't actually connect your CarPlay to it. That looks like somebody that was 4 years old programmed it. Like it's horribly bad. It really is. It's horribly bad. But it does CarPlay, right? It does CarPlay. This one is definitely going to replace it. Without question. Don't get the cheapest one, but if you have a Tesla, go here for sure. And if you want one of the better ones out there, yeah, then I'd look at this one. Links to CarPodGo's website, and we'll see you guys next video. Later.